Hi everybody, I'm Old Man Sugarheart. Today we're playing Sovereign Syndicate. Uh, yeah, when last we left off, I was a minotaur orphan alcoholic opiate addict and got recruited by a mass stranger and who's, I guess, assembling steampunk superheroes like some kind of Nick Fury to save the Minotaur's mom? Question mark. It's a complicated process. Anyway, when we last left off, I was a Victorian space prostitute. And yeah, let's see if it's saved where I actually save her if I have to go through some things again. Revolutionary feats of engineering and shameless displays of wealth, a common sight in London, yet rarely does one come across that which combines technological prowess and financial abundance. Enter Silas's airship. It's a gilded frame and sheer size, literally and figuratively, casting a deep shadow over the city's slums and wealthy districts. Shafts of sunlight through the window wrap around each of the airship's rooms, bathing them and their occupants in warm glow. Pipes and polished wooden floors rumble to the spinning of the airship's propellers. You feel like you're standing within a slice of the future. Okay, yeah, good. It left me off right where we were. We talked to Silas, we stole his fans, stole his rum. Or was it whiskey? I can't remember. We're on our way to the wharf. Soft light breaks through the dense London fog and falls across the leafing paint of the fishmonger's stalls. This close to the sea, the smog of London is usurped by the salty bite of tidal decay. Fish bones and English waste mingle on the edge of the metropole, coating the stone walls of the quay and the cobbles below in a thin and foaming slick. Escape is close at hand, and the tawdry cavern, which has been your living tomb, shall be no more. Fate's willing. When they search for you in the morning, they'll find little more than an empty room with its door flung wide. Just one more night of this. Ah, the nostalgic reek of London's ports. It's a fine day by London standards, quite nearly refreshing, almost a pity to spend it bustling about making plans for my egress. Now, if I remember right, I have no tact, I have very little intelligence, I'm mostly intuition and a little bit of grace. Wonder if I'll miss this city. Wonder if I'll come to miss this gloomy melancholia of a city. It's quite inspiring in a sentimental sort of way. My musings are cut short by the hacking gasper cough of a longshoreman somewhere off a ways, hauling his cargo for the day. It's not to keep Green Street waiting, though I will indeed miss London, I suspect. Yeah, sorry I didn't stream yesterday. I'm sick and you can probably still hear it in my voice. Although I've got a million filters on this mic so you can't hear the mouth breathing and gurgling. But I thought I'd really roleplay the Victorian era by, half dying of typhoid. Bric-a-brac. Likely in a machine once. Yeah, I'll gather the cogs. Oh, there's Green Street. Slag pile. Don't mind if I do. Coat things from the warehouse, no doubt. Steam requires coal, but the byproducts, gypsum, slag, and fly ash can be reused. Abrasive, cement, roofing materials, just to name a few. Who knows how long this will sit here before anyone repurposes it. Assume it was piled up by one of the trash processing automatons employed by Arsenal. Happy to see you in a better state? Yeah. I can at least speak today. It's good to see you too, Rike. Raven's nest, abandoned. No, ransacked, likely by a rogue automaton pigeon, while the nest inhabitants were away. Centaur dockhounds. Docking rope. Don't mind if I do. This person has a name. Let's talk to them. Felipe Serrano, a regular at the Rose. A wiry young Spaniard gazes wistfully across the canal. Like most seamen, well, he carries an esoteric reverence for superstitions, but holds a singular enthusiasm for the unknown that rolls along with the tides. Hark to that. He's in the middle of a song. It's a lovely tune that I recognize from somewhere but cannot place. Hey, Señorita Clara, buenos días. Igualmente, mi amigo. I apologize, Clara. Estuve en las nubes. Head in the clouds, indeed. What song were you singing? Oh, singing? Oh, I had no idea. Your baritone could really use some work, Felipe. Tilt my head a little so he knows that I'm just joshing him. Ay, quizás. Quizás? Quizás. Spanish for perhaps. It is a song from Violeta. A troupe was touring in Spain during my last visit home. Just the title of the arias alone spoke to me. De mia bolente spirit. Bolente? Spiriti. Perfectly describes how my heart feels. You don't know the opera. Or I don't know of the opera. Ah, well, you are missing out, Señorita Clara. ¿Por qué es muy hermosa? Porque es muy hermosa. Because it's very beautiful. And he's talking about how full his heart is? Dear me. Who might he have been taken up with? Well, I have no tact, so let's go intellect. I've noticed you frequenting the Rose as of late. Does one of the girls have your heart feeling this way? I fear that the devil will yank the rug out from under me if I tell you who. I have rarely been so lucky in love. And she reciprocates? See, because at first she took my money, but last night she did not. She passed it back into my palm and kissed me. Esto es peligroso para ella. This is dangerous for her. But this is the way it is so often in love, isn't it, Clara? Ay, Dios mío. When I was walking home, I felt as if the fisherman's words fade as I grapple with what he's revealed. In this line of work, there is a rule that reigns supreme. You always accept payment. Even if her actions are sincere, she has reaped a disservice on all of us. Tup, a penniless cobbler, and their payment should be mending your worn shoes. The price of our company is also our protection. What little we have. When word gets out that a client became an exception, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will assume they'll be the next one. And so, I'd like you to have a Pollock on the house. Ah, sweet, a Pollock. Is it a game to learn a new language? I mean, it's been doing pretty good. Like, you can hover over all the Spanish text and it'll tell you what it meant. I quash my inner monologue just as he ends his. I haven't the faintest idea why he's offering me this fish. Did I truly drift off for that long? Gracias? Can you believe this all came up in the Thames this morning? The new steamships are such a wonder. Points towards a new bursting net wiggling with fish. My heart is a filled with abundance, and now my net is too. It has to be a sign. That's lovely, Felipe. But you said it yourself, the girl may be in danger because of this. Who is she? Lo siento, señorita Clara. That means, I'm sorry. Let the Pollock double as an apology as well. Every seaman here will tell you the fates are fickle, and I cannot tempt them by telling you her name. Not until I have her answer to that very precious question. Precious? He's playing to propose. As they say, only fools rush in. Overcome with passion as you are, I imagine you'll ask her tonight? Presses his lips in an anxious smile. By the saints, this is a doomed romance if I've ever seen one. Oh, Felipe. Felipe. Hey, do you know who Felipe's girl is? Are for one's proverbial sails to catch wind in the city. A sea dog like me is perpetually adrift. A maritime mixing of metaphors, enough to make me seasick. Ask for a cigarette. Pardon me, sir, can I borrow a cigarette? No, I don't see why not. Good for the Constitution, you know? I can ask for another one? Could I borrow a cigarette? I'm running low, but if you need it, I suppose I could spare another. All right. I could just keep asking for cigarettes? All right. We're done. I'm not a jerk. Although, like, asking for 2 cigarettes and then not staying to smoke them with him. Very rude. All right. Navy officer, newsboy. Stray dog. Puppy. Grrr. That's a blue Merle collie. Strange seeing a purebred without a collar. Perhaps he ran away. Looks like he's been in a few brawls at that. Growl was just instinct. I'll bet he's feeling a bit peckish. Toss him a fish. Bit stinky, I'm afraid, but I hope you like it. He sniffs at it. He doesn't seem interested. Perhaps that sort of salty fare is better fit for a feline. Alright, well, give it back then. Oh, he's gonna bite me. Bark, woof, woof, snarl. Saints above, that's gonna leave a scratch. Man. He straight up just bit the hand that feeds him. Not allowed to do that. Madam, have you heard? Ladies like yourself are being targeted. For now it's sunny, sure, but you'd better tuck in early tonight. Now what is this little poppet yammering about? His concern is genuine despite the fact that he's slinging newspapers. Bright young capitalist if I've ever saw one. Name is Rob, madam. You might as well add had the little. Most people think I'm short for a cyclops, but I'm still growing honest. Back home at the tenements, I keep track of it with a yardstick taped to a wall. It's an awfully strange way to introduce yourself, even for the East End. Does it trouble you so much that you're a bit smaller than the average cyclops? I suppose it does, missus. There was some kind of potion or charm I could take up to speed things. I could take to speed things up, but that's just a dream. I better focus on my business. You know, as someone who's 3'9", I really, I don't know. I've never felt super disadvantaged by being short. Like I've met a lot of short people who've taken it like the wrong way. Have had a rough time with it, but like honestly, it's really never gotten in my way of doing anything. Just hoping your business grows as well. Oh, speaking of business, here for the latest blood boiler. I also have a bulletin covering the other going-ons. Only a penny. What is it you're selling? Broadsides? Ah, no, choirs of sheet music. Not to mention the latest on the courtesan killer. Here's the shilling, but keep the broadside. Tell me what you heard about the mystery killer. Everyone's got their own pet opinion, but I think the ladies have been killing themselves. I heard from the chap at the tavern, who had it from a stevedore. What's a stevedore? A dock worker. That people have been having these fits where they tear themselves apart. Just like that they was chopped up with a hatchet. Really hard to chop yourself up, I imagine. I think I'll reserve judgment on that particular theory, Rob. Hopefully the Bobbies will figure this out soon. And perhaps the late Prince Consort will rise from his grave and tap dance on the streets. Either way, it need not concern me. London will be behind me soon enough. Oh, I'm gonna investigate. Listen, Duck, can't say I agree with your theory on the murders, but I've decided to do a stitch of investigating on my own. It's awful daring of you, Mum. Just promise me you'll keep an eye for your health. You feel a fever coming on, clear out of wherever you're at. Best be going now, little duck. Watch out for hobnails and don't work too hard. Those shoes will be worn down come winter. Let's see. Recruitment poster. Recruiting for what? Throw off the yokes of despotic gang bosses and join the Dockhounds. Big money and lifetime loyalty await. 10p signing bonus. At the bottom in smaller print, must be able to lift a grain sack equal roughly to a young dwarf. How specific. Swivel crane. Judging by the rust on its finish, that crane hasn't seen use in a long time. Alright. What are my objectives? Speak with a man about a ship. Hey, you're a man in front of a ship. This is Green Street, a Canadian smuggler who endures the brutality of nature and the unforgiving ocean in the name of profit. Pity to have to turn to him for passage across the pond, but my options are rather limited. Miss Reed, Mr. Greenstreet. Satiate my curiosity for a moment. Why do you need me when you have such a prestigious bedfellows as Lord Braxton? Curiosity will be left wanting, I'm afraid. Very well, I rescind my question. I only ask because a man of his stature could assist him with this predicament. Predicament? Due to the recent import shortage of rubber gum from the Congo, the peelers have been engaging in more thorough dock inspections to keep demand from reaching an underground market. He shoots me a look while scanning the horizon. The port's usual watchmen refuse my bribe. Either the coppers are paying him better or they're putting the fear of God in him. Grits his teeth around the pipe. That means changes to our agreement on smuggling you out of here. I'll need a double rate by tomorrow night. That's as generous as I'm willing to get while the constable's breathing down my neck. Oof, better not get demonetized for that one. I can threaten him. 88% chance. Intuition's my skill. Let's do it. Now listen here, you little demonetizing monster. I'm the wrong woman to put a swindle on, Mr. Greenstreet. It might be my fault. Character has gained the vengeful trait, and now we'll be able to select the dialogue options that require this trait. Greenstreet removes his pipe and leans back the barest amount. Put that away, Miss Reed. Did I pull a sword on him? Oh, shoot, I did. Put that away, Miss Reed. I don't want any trouble, neither do you. And I can't really see. Like, either I pulled a dagger on him or my gun. I've got both. Insist. You'll be a man with a hole in his chest if you don't do as I say. And say, hey, the price stays as is. We're not going anywhere. Or swarm to seaports like bees to a hive, but I have yet to meet one who can steer a ship. I have. Met one, that is. Though something tells me Greenstreet would not appreciate tales from my travels right now. He's right, though. I do need him alive. God's teeth, I hate to back down. You have two choices. Bring me the money and make a clean break, or use that derringer to add to your list of crimes you're running from. You know it's impossible to get that amount of money in such a short amount of time. You're a clever woman, you'll figure something out. Suppose I'll have to. Chin up, Miss Reed. It's not all so dour. Lesser miracles have happened. My contract pulled through. Takes a leather bifold wallet from his breast pocket. Go on, take a closer look. I untie the leather tassel to reveal the pleated papers. There's even an authentic looking wax stamp. A new identity, mine for the taking. This alone costs a small fortune. Your tale is, you've come to the Dominion of Canada to claim inheritance from your great uncle who served as a soldier under Napoleon. That's a neat story with the coup going on in France. Any attempts to verify my familial origins would be a nightmare. I'll be taking that back now. You're sure? Let's see. And you're sure they won't be able to tell it's forged? Suppose you'll just have to take my word. Greenstreet tucks the document into his breast pocket. If I'm not here on the docks, then you'll find me at the tavern. Gather up the capital and we'll be ready to leave off come dawn. Well, that could have gone better. Now what am I to do? I'm hardly without allies. I turned to Greenstreet because I didn't want to rely on anyone else, but it seems I have no choice. Who can I ask? I met many people during my time in London. Dolores. You can always trust someone named Dolores, in my experience. Dolores Chen runs the laundry in the Red Lantern district. The finest fence in London. Now, you've done business before. She's always treated me right. Might be time to pay her a visit then. Who else? I guess tell me all of them. Tessica? Tessica Lincoln, a dear friend. One of the only things about London I'll miss. Break my heart to tell her I'm leaving. Just keep her far away from all this skullduggery. Who else? Molly? Molly O'Malley, leader of the Dockhounds. I ran with her in our bullfrog days. The 40 Bullfrogs, a now defunct criminal gang that specialized in thievery. And she was the one who put an end to those days. Far too dangerous to approach unless you've got a death wish. One of the main reasons I'm leaving London behind in the first place. About Clementine Radley, bartender at the Palladium. Let's not tell her I'm leaving. No, but she's good for gossip. She might has a lead for some tin making opportunities. For the shot, at least. Who else? That's enough to be getting on with, I think. A velocipede. Stunning invention for its time, though a bit dated now, what with steam-powered velocimotives I've seen along the avenues. The spokes are patinated with rust. It must not be getting much use all the same. I'm surprised it hasn't been stolen sitting out in the open like that. Patinated. I don't think that's a word I've heard before. Patinated? In Sora Square, the East End's crossroads of commerce and vice, medieval cobbles still bear the weight of modern wheels and footwear. The streets, alleys, and plazas have avoided being pressed into the billows black of the macadam, gracing the lanes around Piccadilly, Kensington, and the other wealthy areas. You heard it said that due to an ongoing trademark dispute, each individual stone would need to be granted a day in court before its removal to make way for smoother pavement. Sora Square amenities and surroundings attract people of varying moralities. Even so, the elites of London rarely cross the River Lee. And anything east of Aldgate is commonly held as out of bounds except for urgent errands.